popping pussy like pimples. Send my brother like kinfolk. You get spun in the simple.
An anti-ship missile that can hit a target over 100 miles away.
Dang.
And a paratrooper in Alaska whose training jump almost ended in catastrophe. To a Russian ICBM that NATO has rightfully named Satan II, and a special mine-clearing device that looks more like a giant exploding fire hose. Here are some of the most incredible military moments caught on camera.
Interesting.
For a long time, the U.S. Navy and Coast Guard have struggled to manage China's vast array of lightly armed vessels and dual-use civilian craft. These boats are extremely agile, making them hard to spot, stop, and sink. To solve this problem, the DoD sank millions of dollars into the QuickSync program. Now, QuickSync is a low-cost answer to a major problem. Basically, QuickSync straps a guidance kit to a 2,000-pound JDAM, or Joint Direct Attack Munition. Because JDAMs are readily available and can be dropped by most military aircraft, it effectively turns any pilot into a ship-sinking machine.
That's crazy.
QuickSync bombs have three critical components: the guidance kit that steers the rocket, the seeker kit that tracks the target, and the payload that deals all the damage.
That's
to
crazy.
demonstrate QuickSync's abilities, the Navy arranged a live demonstration in the Gulf of Mexico on a decommissioned ship. The best part? They set a GoPro on board to capture the chaos. From the sky, you can see the rocket fly in and split the ship in two. A huge wall of water blocks the view, and by the time it dissipates, the ship is nowhere to be seen. It's that fast. The GoPro puts things into even better perspective. The missile is so fast that you don't even see it hit, only water spraying out of a hole in the center of the ship. Not long after, the GoPro falls down and into the water. A 3D rendering shows how the ship looked at the bottom of the sea after it sank. Normally, the Navy would deal with maritime ships with torpedoes launched from submarines. But those systems are far more expensive than QuickSync.
Take a look on your Insta, please.
QuickSync puts anti-ship
I got you. I'll take a look when I'm done doing my reaction videos.
Now we can attack hostile ships on two fronts, from underwater and
That's crazy.
high in the clouds. The K-300P, or the Bastion P, is a Russian
got a whole
coastal
truck
defense
with a big
missile
old
designed
nuke or
to
something in
engage
it?
surface ships such as battleships, convoys, and aircraft carriers.
Big
the letter
dog.
P in the name denotes the rocket's mobility.
They don't even need
That's
that, bro.
because it's stored in the back of a truck and driven to where it's
no
supposed
problem.
to launch.
Yes,
On September
sirskis.
26th of 2018, the Russian military arrived in the Arctic to test some of their Bastion P rockets. When they launch, these rockets shoot straight up and then use thrusters on either side to correct their trajectory.
It's like
Here's what
javelin
that looks
missiles.
like up close
Like
and
big
personal.
upgraded javelin missiles. Well, that's crazy. Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, it uses it to like literally what? And then it shoots the cap off and that's crazy. Ah, bro. Some of the stuff that people have created, like, how did somebody create that? Like the one day that didn't exist.
The Bastion P's
and now that
maximum
exists.
range varies
It's crazy,
between 75 and 186
That's kind of
miles.
cool though. The
missile
thrusters
can
like
reach an altitude
line
of
it up.
46,000
Yeah, the thrusters
feet
like
before
line that guy
falling
up
back
and then it
down
shoots
and
the top
skimming
off and
across
then
the ocean. It'll
send
fly
goes
about
to its
16
location,
feet
like-
above the water before exploding.
Very
against its
unique
target.
innovation.
Now, while the Bastion P can do
It's
some
crazy
damage,
all of the
it's
like
nothing
technology and
compared
work
to
we
the
put
weapons
into
Russia
creating
keeps
freaking things
underground.
that destroy other humans. It's crazy, bruh. What is this world, bruh? The stuff that like, imagine if we using our brain to like advance society. We're creating stuff like this.
Meet the Sarmat, an intercontinental
crazy,
ballistic
bro.
missile, or an ICBM, equipped with a thermonuclear
That
warhead.
is not a
This
bomb,
bad boy
bruh.
packs a 50
Like, they just
megaton
be
punch,
tripping,
which
bro.
is
What
like
is
50
that?
million tons of TNT
Bruh.
blowing up at once. There's a reason NATO calls
Yo.
it Satan II. The ordnance
It's a
weighs
so
over
much
200
advanced TBH.
tons,
Right,
is over
like,
100 feet
bruh,
long, and is roughly
it's so
10
crazy,
feet
bruh.
wide. It takes a
Like, we
lot
could
of
be
power
putting this
to
into
lift
the
a loaded
innovation of
into a
human
launch tube.
society
When Satan II
for
launches,
advancement of
an
how to
initial
live.
burst pops it out of the tube. Then the bottom
But
cap
we're
flies off.
putting it
and
into
secondary
all this
thrusters
time
kick
into
in.
making these
This propels the
gigantic
rocket into
missiles.
the stratosphere, never to be seen again. Well, at least not until it comes down on the other side of the world. Let's see it all again in slow motion.
Yeah, that's crazy. Goodness gracious. It didn't even explode yet. That's just the effect from it taking off, bro.
The Sarmat
That's the
can
craziest
travel
part.
just over 11,000 miles, meaning it can travel from Moscow to New York City with room to spare. According to President Putin, it can carry up to 10 nuclear warheads.
Yeah,
Let's
that
hope
sound was
Satan
crazy,
stays
bro.
underground where it belongs.
Yeah, that thing does need to stay underground where it belongs. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Anti-mine is a crucial branch of any military force. Nobody is better at it than the U.S. Army's amphibious assault divisions. That's thanks to the Mark 154 mine clearance launcher, the latest in minesweeping technology. Picture this. You're piloting an amphibious assault vehicle, or AAV, and approaching an enemy beachhead. You know the sand is filled with mines, but you obviously can't see them. Thankfully, your AAV is equipped with the Mark 154. You kick back and relax while a giant exploding fire hose does all the work.
Giant exploding fire hose. I'm confused. What's gonna happen? Okay. Is it gonna explode? But didn't it look like it was kind of close to the truck? If it take y'all this long, like, they just gonna run. That did way more damage than I thought it was gonna do. What the heck? Okay, I can see how that could clear mines. Never mind. I've been shut up.
Mine clearing line charges
That did
like this have been
that
around
didn't
since
look like
World
it was
War
that
II.
like
We've
just,
obviously made
yeah, that's
significant
crazy.
improvements over the years. In a nutshell, the fire hose looking device is a 100-meter string of C4. It deploys over a minefield and detonates on command, clearing a path wide
That's
enough
crazy.
to move tanks and troops through safely. Here's what that might look like from the driver's seat.
Well, we just seen the explosion. Oh, that was it shooting it out. And then it got this line connected to it. Interesting. Interesting. Mine
The Mark
clears.
154 isn't only for beaches. As you can see,
That'll
it's
clear
helpful
forest
whenever
and
your army
vegetation,
rolls
too.
up on an enemy minefield. Take this clip from the forests of Fort Stewart, Georgia, for example.
Georgia. Why y'all blowing up Georgia, bruh? It takes so long for it to like deploy. I would like, won't y'all get hit with a missile? Very interesting. That explosion don't play though.
Of course,
That explosion do not play though.
Line clearing charges. Some
That do look
mines
like a
use
itty bitty
fuse
string.
mechanisms that detonate under steady pressure, such as a vehicle driving over them. However, the fuse locks when exposed to sudden shock, such as a massive cord of C4 detonating nearby.
That's crazy.
Belarus is a landlocked Eastern European country
It's hard.
sandwiched between Russia,
Facts.
Ukraine, Poland, Lithuania, and Latvia. For them, Independence Day is July 3rd, celebrating their liberation from Nazi occupation. The capital city of Minsk, home to just under 2 million
Minsk.
people, hosts the annual military parade. It's a big deal that requires a lot
A
of
military
practice.
parade?
So
Big
the
dog.
tanks performing in the parade will run dress rehearsals in the weeks leading up. On June 26th,
Military not supposed to be
2017,
parading.
one of those rehearsals
Y'all supposed to
went
be
awry
working.
when it began raining on the parade route. Someone should have told this driver to slow down a bit.
Boy, he doing like 200. How you? Oh yeah, bruh. He is fired, bruh. He is fired. Y'all are on a parade day. You're in the military, and you done crashed the tank. Out of everything you could have did today, you done a hydroplane and crashed the tank and did property damage. You's bugging. Like, you bugging, bruh. He's fired. Cooked. Cooked.
Thankfully, everyone in and on the tank was
normal
okay.
day in
They're
Eastern
lucky
Europe.
this didn't happen on
Facts,
parade
bro.
road.
That's crazy.
For following the
Yo,
dark hole
the
you
dark
wait.
hole.
Aftermath
Appreciate that
footage
follow.
shows the kind of
Welcome, my
damage a
brother.
speeding tank can do
Welcome
when it
to the
loses
stream.
control.
Yeah, that's crazy. Buddy done crashed the tank, bruh. He's fired, bruh. 1000% fired. That man is dishonorably discharged. Done crashed the tank on parade day, bruh. On parade
Not
day.
everyone is
It's
excited about
crazy.
the Independence Day parade in Minsk. Some question whether it's safe for 40-ton tanks to speed down the main road like that. They point to this video as Exhibit A. They also think the whole thing is a gross waste of money. While there are no exact figures, it's estimated that each parade causes $3 million worth of damage to the roads. After all, they weren't built for tanks to roll down. Then again, the US spends over $2 billion on fireworks
Took the whole
every 4th
pole
of
out,
July.
bruh. Man took the whole pole out,
In
bruh.
mid-August of 2021,
What is that?
Hurricane Grace slammed into eastern Mexico. It traveled
Wait,
across
the hurricanes
country,
be having that much
weakening
lightning?
significantly before reaching the west coast. Eastern states suffered much worse than western states. The south-central state of Hidalgo got caught in the middle. After the storm, the Mexican military deployed hundreds of emergency helicopters to survey the damage and help the affected citizens. On August 26th, one of those survey missions went horribly wrong when a naval helicopter fell from the sky and crashed into a bus.
Dang. The winds were too strong. Oh. Oh. They're lucky that didn't explode. Where's the kill switch? You should have been hit the kill switch.
Look at how the blades shatter like glass when they hit the ground. There's no telling how
They're lucky
far
that
they
didn't
flew or how
explode.
much
That was
damage
mad
they
lucky,
caused.
bro.
Thankfully, the bus cleared
thankfully
the
they
danger zone
lived.
seconds before the blades started ripping apart everything in sight. And we're not sure what caused the helicopter to crash. According to some reports, the chopper experienced some kind of equipment malfunction. Thanks to the
And these
pilot's
people
quick
recording, they in
thinking,
danger because them
everyone
propellers
inside was
start breaking,
okay.
boy.
They were
Hey,
treated for
that,
minor cuts
that
and
stuff get to
bruises
flying
on the
around
scene.
and hitting you and stuff.
The history of paratrooping goes back to the mid-1940s, when a platoon within the 29th Infantry Regiment became the first official paratrooper unit. Airborne divisions have been dropping into enemy territory ever since. Of course, paratroopers go through relentless training before ever experiencing the real thing. On March 8th of 2023, an airborne division in Alaska flew up for a routine test jump. A soldier named Josh stepped up to the door and jumped with his fellow paratroopers. Unfortunately, his jump didn't go very well.
Oh shit. You see that guy right there? What's up? Oh shit.
That's crazy. That man barely got his second parachute off, bro. He know that was scary.
Josh pulled his reserve chute at the last second after his main one failed. He landed safely on the ground.
That's crazy.
But probably needed a few minutes to relax.
And he
Now,
needed a
parachute
couple
can
of
fail for three
changes of
reasons:
pants.
careless or improper packing, poor body position during deployment, or faulty
It just
equipment.
looks so rough
If the
when you
main
land with the parachute,
fails,
bro.
Jumpers are taught
Just
to cut
crash
it away
into the ground.
immediately to deploy their reserve chute safely. In this video, Josh seems to have cut the main chute just enough to deploy his reserve before hitting the ground.
That's crazy.
The
You know
Naval
he was
Strike
scared. He was
Missile,
peeing
or
his pants. He's like,
is precisely what it sounds like.
cut this,
It's an
cut this.
anti-ship land attack
Reserve chute,
missile capable of
like,
taking
you know
out
he was
enemy vessels
panicking.
from 100 nautical miles away.
That's
Kongsberg
crazy.
Defense and Aerospace, a Norwegian company that specializes in
The
anti-ship
amount
missiles,
of military
builds and
technology
sells
that
them
we
to the
possess
US,
is
Japan,
insane,
Canada,
bro.
Australia, and Spain, among other countries. On June 24th of 2015, Kongsberg demonstrated how effective their NSM was. They locked onto a distant frigate, armed the warhead, and fired. Let's see how accurate this thing is.
3, 2, 1, fire. Everything.
Well, let's see that
RIP to
again in
that
slow
bow.
motion. The missile comes in from the right side of the screen. Once it makes impact, parts of the ship get scattered
That's
into
crazy,
the ocean.
bruh.
From a distance, the size of the blast becomes even more apparent. The NSM uses inertial GPS and terrain reference navigation to lock onto and destroy its targets. The frame and high thrust-to-weight ratio also makes the missile more maneuverable than others. And
That's crazy.
because it can travel so low to the water, it excels at avoiding enemy air defenses. The NSM can also maneuver around physical obstacles to strike targets on land. In other words, this thing's like Yondu's arrow, but if the arrow carried a 260-pound warhead.
Goodness gracious.
If you've ever seen a World War II paratrooper movie, then you've seen static line jumping. The US military has used this technique since the 1940s to deploy paratroopers safely, effectively, and rapidly over a battlefield. The static line is a cord connecting the jumper to the aircraft. In the footage, you'll see yellow lines coming off their deployment packs that connect to a rail above the door. As the paratrooper jumps, the line pulls taut and deploys the parachute. All the jumper must do is navigate to the ground and rely on their training to land safely.
That's crazy. Everybody's like parachute pulls so close to each other. They can just drop a whole multitude of people instantly. And they timed it perfectly so they're not gonna run into each other. Ah, he's getting pulled. That's crazy.
Went pretty well, sir. Went pretty well. Loved it. Very nice.
Did you land nicely?
You can say that. I'm all okay, ma'am. All okay.
Before these guys
You
jump
say
from
you
a
can
real
say
plane,
that.
they'll undergo between 4 and 5 hours of ground-level training. The key is body position. If you don't leave the aircraft properly, you could end up like this Mexican paratrooper. Let's just say he had the spins.
Oh, he got stuck. I don't even like, what do you do in this situation? How do you help him? Does he have to cut himself off and do his reserve shoot, or like oh my gosh. Like, did he live?
Now, we're not sure how long this poor paratrooper kept spinning outside the plane. Imagine being stuck on an endless carnival ride several thousand feet above sea level. It's enough to make a battle-hardened paratrooper sick to their stomach. According to reports, they were able to pull him back inside. We're just not sure how. Hopefully, they had water and crackers to calm his stomach.
That's crazy.
Of all the secret weapons the government works on, the railgun has become one of the most infamous. They were technically first invented over 100 years ago, and since then, they've come quite a long way. The railguns we have today are basically massive cannons. They use electromagnetic pulses rather than gunpowder or chemicals to launch a projectile. And launch is an understatement. These guns can fire a non-explosive projectile over 100 nautical miles at speeds reaching Mach 6. That's over 4,600 miles per hour.
They tripping.
Here's what that looks and sounds like in action.
That's crazy. It instantly ignites whatever it touches.
Now, railguns don't fire an explosive round because they simply don't have to. Instead, they fire a solid projectile that relies on pure kinetic energy to obliterate whatever stands in its way. A railgun is a big electric circuit containing 3 crucial parts: a power source, 2 parallel rails, and a conductive projectile.
Did you see it
First,
bend?
they'll run
It literally
millions of
bend
amps through
the
the
air
rails.
and everything
The
around
current
it.
travels up and down the positive and negative arms, creating a powerful electromagnetic field that launches the projectile at mind-boggling speeds. As of today, railguns are in the R&D stage. We know how to make them and why they work, but we don't know how practical they are. The biggest challenge right now is durability. Nobody has demonstrated the ability to fire multiple high-powered shots without frying the whole thing. Remember,
That's
million
crazy.
amps is a lot of power. If you enjoyed this video and want to see another just like it, be sure to click the link.
That is definitely crazy.
Ay, 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 how you made this shit go? Bitch, I got gas like a sicko. She poppin' pussy like pimples. Send my brother like kinfolk. You get spun in the simple.